Hello and a very warm welcome to episode 123 of the Sussex by the Sea podcast. I'm your host Chris Laverick. On episode 123, we're joined by Eastbourne Town's super striker James Hull. We talk that excellent run and win in the playoffs to get back into the South East League, his relationship with Jude McDonald and the coaching staff, and of course those Eastbourne Ultras. Then we have the SBTS Fan Roundtable. It's the last one of this season and it was a good one. Before we go to our interview with James Hull, super striker for Eastbourne Town, I must say a big shout to all the different fans that have been on from all the different clubs on the fan roundtables this season. It's been great, and let's try and make that even more fans and more different clubs for next season. All the different guests that I've had on, just shout to them. James Doe from Non-League Day, Richard Irving from the Football Sports Association, Harry Stapley from Westfield, James Hopkins when he was talking Hastings Means Business, which has really expanded, Scott Johnson from the Proper Blokes Club, great men's mental health charity that, Ned Braxton from the Brewing Brothers doing the Holy Beer work, Chris Agutter, now former Hastings manager, off at Worthing now, David Squire from Non-League Show, Super Gary Elphick, smashing it up at York, Ben Pope, Paul Barnes, Charlie Granger, David Rodari, the Matchday commentary man, Tom Dyson-Laurie, Horsham assistant manager, John Meaney, Scott Price, and comedian Hennig Venn. I may be missing a few, but thanks to everyone that's been on, and looking forward to doing this all again next season. And now let's go over to my interview with James Hull. It gives me great pleasure to introduce James Hull, former Hastings, Lancing, and now Eastbourne Town super striker. James, great to see you, mate. I'm talking to you because you and your Eastbourne Town boys, absolutely tremendous run towards the end of the season, got in the playoffs and smashed it, and you're in the South East League. How's that feel, and how the hell are you?
Yeah, I'm all good, mate. All good.
Yeah.
No, it was wicked. You couldn't ask for it to go to a better club, really. Like, all the people there thoroughly deserved it. We worked so hard on and off the pitch. So yeah, it was wicked to finally get over the line and do it. And yeah, now the dust is settled, I'm like, oh God, we've actually done it. So yeah, it's really cool.
First time you've been, the Eastbourne Town have been up there for about, a good 10, 11 years in the South East.
Yeah, it was about that.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into the ins and outs of it. How are they going to do you feel? I mean, you've got experience of the South East League with Hastings, obviously. What do you think's required from your boys that maybe do you need a little bit of tinkering or a few additions, or do you think that you'll be able to just fit right in with the South East League straight off?
Yeah, I mean, tough, really. I think a few additions probably is needed. If we can keep everyone, that would be great. Because, yeah, the group is so close. And, with 17 games, finished 17 games unbeaten. That's nearly half a season.
Not a bad run, mate.
It's not bad at all. I mean, we've got it in us. So, yeah, if we can keep everyone, tying up a few things, maybe add a few new additions, then I reckon we'll be fine.
Yeah. I mean, you obviously get half decent crowds at the Saffrons. I mean, what's it like? What are those fans like?
The Ultras, yeah. They're good. They're a good bunch. They do come in their numbers. Nothing on you guys, I would say. But yeah, no, they're really good, really supportive, and they helped us a bunch with the semi-final and the final. I think it was like 600 in the semis and then 1,000 in the final. So yeah,
that's excellent. That's excellent.
Yeah,
and I mean, I've seen looking back on some of your seasons, because as I say, we do follow after the Croc. Is it? Hang on, we're going to get to it now. Are you Crocs or sliders these days, James?
I'm both now, but we have still got the Crocs. The original ones are still here. They're just down there. So,
but yeah, so I still obviously follow what you're up to, and some very nice goals. That particular last one was that in the semi-final? There's a nice one, crossing, just a little touch past the keeper. Yeah, lovely goal, that one.
Thank you. Yeah. Found my scoring boots finally after a rough start, but yeah, it was. I would say I haven't scored as much as I would like. Obviously, being greedy and a striker, but no, I think I've had a good end to this season, and obviously getting the promotion was the main thing. So
well, that's it. Promotion is, all right, get a few goals, but you've got that side up there. You were part of that great run. I mean, Have you talked to us about Jude? Is it Jude McDonald? Yeah, who's your manager? Yeah. I've got a few sort of contacts at Whitehawk who said that he's a good bloke, and you know, he was a bit unlucky there with how it went. Talk to me about him and his coaching style.
Yeah, I mean, he's a cracking bloke, great manager. To even give me the opportunity to come back to town after a few line spells, like for the rest of the season, was, you know, I was grateful for that. And you know, him, Dave and Sheepy, all of the coaching staff have been really good with me to help me improve and, you know, get us over the edge. And yeah, they're top blokes, and it couldn't have happened to a bunch of blokes really. They deserve it after everything.
Yeah, well, we'll go to that then, James. I mean, you were at Hastings, and you were let go. Was it let go, or was it? I can't remember. I honestly, it's about 2-3 years ago now, isn't it?
Yeah,
you parted
I
ways.
think it was a bit. Yeah, I think it was a bit of both, really.
Bit of both, yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember watching you in the under-23s and also at the South East level, obviously, and it was just the 23s. You were absolutely just dominant, and that whole side was dominant. But you were like a flat track bully. You know, you were absolutely all over who you played. And then with the South East, it just looked like you just needed that goal. Do you know what I mean? To really give your that self-belief.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel that's sort of coming back now? That self-belief with Eastbourne Town. Do you kind of feel like you're filling that shirt out, if you get what I mean? Like you've got that starting place. You're the main man type thing.
Yeah. I think even when I was at Lancing, all I needed was the goal, and I'll be all right. Like, I'll go on a run. Unfortunately, I scored a couple there, but it just didn't happen. As soon as I came to Eastbourne, I started getting regular game time. Yeah, it's a weird thing because you feel so low sometimes when playing football, but when you're on a run, it just forces you really. So I got a few goals and my confidence grew massively. And dude, I feel like I'm in my groove now, in my step, and I'm really looking forward to next season and tearing it up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So that South East, I mean, from my experience as a fan, like even when you got to say the Premier, it isn't that the quality is that much better. It's more the kind of work rate. So actually, South Eastern level, you can have some quality players in there with like some good football. And with the way the town play, do you think the way town play is going to be advantageous for your kicking on in the South East? Because you know I think you should be above South East level, but you know you need to score the goals to prove that, don't you? Really. So, I mean, have you got any targets for yourself? Have you anything? Yeah.
I set like season targets every year, so I hit them this year, which was good, which is a plus. But yeah, next year set some more. So be amount of goals or assists or 100% from the penalty spot, stuff like that.
Oh, have you got pens? Have you got pens for Tam?
Yeah, well, if Vickers lets me take them sometimes, or if he's not playing, then I'll take them. So yeah, you always got to set little targets, even if it's just in the game.
Yeah,
I think it's a big thing. But yeah, there will be some targets set, and hopefully I can meet him again, and yeah, we can do really well next year. I think we've got it in us.
Anyone in particular in the South East you're looking to play against, either catching up with people that you know or teams that you want to put one past?
Yeah, probably. Look, I like Lancing. I like to play against them.
Yeah,
I mean, I love everyone there, like the manager as well. He's top bloke, and all the players. But it would just be good to play against them. And I think I'm more looking forward to like in the bar after, like, just catching up with everyone. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to be back in that league. Maybe Ashford's. I love playing against Ashford.
Yeah, they're a bit of a shell of a team these days, aren't they?
Yeah, they're a bit hit and miss at the minute. Yeah. Anyone really. I'd like to play against anyone.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Maybe the U's in the FA Cup. You never know.
Well, yeah, exactly. That'd be great, wouldn't it? It'd be great about
That'd be wicked.
Yeah, well, I'm sure there'll be a few chants. But in terms of with Eastbourne Town financially, have they sort of said to you that they're going to look at like the budget, like they're going to have a sensible budget for next season, or that it's going to be ridiculous?
Yeah,
I mean, Have you
I
had
hasn't,
any of those sort of conversations?
there hasn't really been many conversations really about it. I think it's going to wait until we've got our awards out of the way and stuff like that, and then let the dust settle a bit, and then I think the conversations will come into it. Obviously, going up a league, some people ask for more money and stuff like that, but
You should ask for a few quid, James. Come on.
yeah, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think nothing really's been said that much about it, but it would be nice to hopefully we can keep everyone and then add a few more people, keep the budget sensible, so we don't have any, glory hunters. But it's what it is. I think we'll do well, whatever budget we've got. Really, yeah, just hopefully stay up.
Yeah, I mean, from what I've seen, it did look like a proper together group. You know what I mean? It's and there's no denying that 17 games unbeaten. What a run! That's to be remembered. I'm sure your ultras will remember that for many a year. That
100%.
Just actually touching on Hastings stuff. Actually, first of all, James, did you make the Sussex Cup game? Did you? I don't know if you came along or not.
Did the Amex?
Yeah.
I didn't, but I did watch it on YouTube.
Oh, was it on YouTube? Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I did watch it I watched it live on YouTube. It was unlucky, really.
Yeah, well, Horsham were just better than us. It was just.
Yeah, you had a lot of people out there, didn't you, with dual signed and everything like that. It's tough. What do you think about Aggie?
Well, that's what I was going to ask you about.
Oh, okay, I beat you to it.
Yeah. Well, I didn't. I mean, I didn't expect it, and I have had this conversation with Aggie as well. That I think maybe he might have done a little bit better if he'd have put a little personal statement out before putting a Worthing shirt on.
Yeah.
But good luck to the man. Like you're given an offer like that, you've got to think about your family and that.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer, and he's ambitious.
Yeah.
He might not be particularly welcome at Hastings again. With I mean, I don't. There'll be a few that are not particularly welcoming. But I mean, what do you think, James?
He's a top top manager. So I'm not surprised someone has come in for him. To be fair, I did think he was going to stay for another year at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, good luck to him. I think he's going to smash it, and all the best to him.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to test himself, and he seems like that type of person to me. Whether it works or not is a different thing, because sometimes football don't work the way it should do. But he's ambitious. He's now going to have pressure on him because they're going to expect to be at least playoffs, if not better. They've got a very good budget actually.
Yeah,
someone like him, I reckon he wants to test himself, and I hope it works. I mean no ill will to him. Although if we play him in the Sussex Cup, mate, I think he's getting
he will get a few, isn't
he? Mate. But that won't be my doing.
No.
I might sing along, but I don't know. I might not. But yeah, no, sorry, I cut into you there, James, mate. What were you saying there?
That would just be interesting to see who's going to come in, who's going to do the job for Hastings. It'd be really interesting, because I don't know who will. I can't think off the top of my head who's going to.
Well, one I think straight away is John Meaney. I'd love to have him in, or remember Eastbourne Borough's man? Was it Danny Bohr? Is it Bohr? Danny Bloor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been a couple shouts about Brownie coming back, Andrew Brown.
Yeah, is there? Okay, well,
I think that would be quite cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you don't, I don't know, because you just don't want to upset the apple cart too much. Do you know what I mean?
No, of course.
So it's, these, could be old Windy John. He reckoned that Steve Bruce might be coming in. I'm like, oh, come on.
Oh, Steve Bruce.
You imagine that, mate?
Oh, it'll be wicked.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, I don't know if we could pay his wages, but
no, that's true. Yeah,
but yeah. So I ain't got a clue. I ain't got a clue, and I haven't spoke to the Whites or anything. I've kept rid out of all this. So yeah. So who knows? Who knows, James? Well, just before you go though, James, please mention you've got your Player of the Year awards. Always a great thing to go to as a fan. Now, hopefully, a few Eastbourne Town fans are listening to this. What is the date for that, fella?
Saturday the 25th.
25th of May, and that is at the Saffron Chair, or where's that then?
I believe so. I'm not too sure, but I'm sure they'll post it on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know where it is yet. So
Well,
Be a
you'll
shock
probably
to
be
me as
winning
well.
something, mate. So you need to be in the right place at the right time. But no, James, it's great talking to you, mate. And you know, I honestly wish you all the best.
Mate, you too. You're
Yeah,
wicked.
yeah. And well, I'll catch you if I don't catch you at Hastings sometime. I'll try and catch a game with your lot. So anyway, take care, fella. Yeah?
You too, mate.
See
Thank
ya,
you
mate.
for this. Appreciate it.
In the summertime, when the weather is high, you can stretch right up and touch the sky. When the weather's fine, you got women on your mind. Have a drink, have a drive, go out and see what you can find. If a daddy's rich, take her out for a meal. If a daddy's poor, just do what you feel. Speed along the lane, you go down or a turn of 25. When the sun goes down, you can make it good and live by. We're not great people, we're not dirty, we're not mean. We love everybody, but we do as we please. When the weather's fine, we go fishing or go sailing in the sea. We're always happy, last we're living, yeah, that's our philosophy. Sing along with us, dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, da-da-da-da-da, yeah, we're happy. Summertime and we'll sing again. We go driving or maybe we'll settle down. If she's rich, if she's nice, bring your friends and we'll all go into town. See what you can find. If a daddy's rich, take her out for a meal. If a daddy's poor, just do what you feel. Speed along the lane, you go down or a turn of 25. When the sun goes down, you can make it good and live by. We're not great people, we're not dirty, we're not mean. We love everybody, but we do as we please. When the weather's fine, we go fishing or go sailing in the sea. We're always happy, last we're living, yeah, that's our philosophy. Sing along with us, dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, da-da-da-da-da, yeah, we're happy, da-da-da, dee-da-da-dee-da-da-da-da.
And here we have the last SBTS fan roundtable of this season. Joining us on this one, John from Canvey, Gabs from Enfield, it's on location in sunny Italy, Leon from Hastings, George from Hastings, Mark from Whitehawk, Terry from Margate, Aaron from Hashtag. Thanks to all of them for making it happen.
Is that the Boza? Looks like it.
Even though they're not playing in that Italian thing, are they?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. Okay, now. Who you got again, Gabs?
We've got the Prague Raptors, mate. I don't know if you can see. It's like we're basically in a kind of. I mean, I almost feel bad kind of calling you guys from over here because there's a game going on. There's Lewes over there, hence why Harvey probably can't make it today.
Yeah.
Got a few of the players over here, a few of the Prague lot. Yeah, mad end to the season, to be honest.
Well, you've had a cracker, haven't you, really? Where's he gone? Is that it? That's the only little run-in we're going to get from him, isn't it?
Oh, say that again, Chris.
I said, is that the only little run in we're going to get from you?
No, of course not. Of
No,
course
good,
not.
good. Yeah, no, you disappeared all of a sudden. We're just
Yeah, it's because I'm holding the phone to my ear so I can hear you lot. I don't want you guys getting a close up of my my face.
yeah, that's quite good of you actually, Gab. It gives me great pleasure to introduce episode 123, ISTHMIAN Prem Fan Roundtable. Lots of lovely people as ever. I've got Aaron from Hashtag, Terry from Margate, Leon from the Mighty Hastings, Job from Canvey, Mark from that Whitehawk, Gabs out and about. Where are you now, Gabs?
I'm in Italy, mate, at the moment, in near Verona for the Phoenix Euro Trophy to end our season. So we got a few of our lot, a few of FC United, a few Lewes as well around. So.
Great. Obviously, an Enfield fan, Gabs, who's just they managed to go up, beat the mighty Chatham. Well, I'm going to go straight to Gabs. Gabs, talk to me. How you feeling? Fantastic playoff win.
Oh, absolutely delighted, mate. Absolutely delighted. I mean, just, I've obviously come on the pod a few times and sort of expressed cautious optimism and, obviously praise when it's due. But just to round the season off like that and, and to do it in the way we did was absolutely marvellous. It really was. And, I mean, we were always going to go out to Italy as we are now. I'll tell you something, the mood would not have been as buoyant as it is. Yeah. If we'd have fallen on our faces last week, it would have been pretty funereal. So just an incredible season, and to cap it the way we did and to go to Chatham and win 3-0. It was actually our first win on a 3G pitch all season. Which is actually
time to get it.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty insane. So but the lads they did what they've done all season. They were resilient first half, maybe didn't play their best football, but they dug in and were absolutely spellbinding in second half. You got the early goal and really pressed home the advantage from there. And it was. I mean, it's made extra satisfying as well. We should have had another 200 towners in there. Chatham, we're a bit dodgy in terms of using quote unquote safety advice to basically pinch 200 of our tickets and give it to their home lot without reducing the overall capacity, which was a bit of a dirty trick, to be honest, but it made it all the more satisfying when we came away and when we came away with a bit of a sense of justice, as well as obviously having absolutely slapped them on their own patch.
Oh yeah, no, we were all Enfield fans, mate, that day. I mean, did your boys use the Danny Dyer video as like inspiration? I'll tell you what, that was a beauty. Just for anyone that hasn't seen it, he's a Chatham Town fan apparently, and he was giving that old fake Mockney chat as usual.
I hope you smash him to fucking pieces.
Fucking smash him, mate. Geezer. Yeah. And obviously the inspiration was there, and you won 3-0. I mean, it was awesome.
It was, and I think in a strange way, it almost added unnecessary fuel to the fire. I mean, we were, cheer up, Danny Dyer. Oh, what can it mean to Falkirk, New Bastard, and etc. And it was extra motivation. They had Dennis Wise and Ray Parler and a few other kind of names that they'd obviously roped in as well. So it was a very, very strange kind of build up, but it did. I imagine it probably just spurred the lads on to perform as well as they did, to be honest. And I think whether it had recorded that or not, I think they our lads deserve a lot of credit for the way they performed and and the way they played under that kind of atmosphere as well. Obviously, Chatham, they have a big home crowd, a hostile atmosphere at times as well. So regardless of whatever kind of shenanigans happened in the build-up, they did really, really well. Yeah,
there wasn't any issues with the crowd, etc. Was there, or was it stewarded properly?
What? Yeah, apart from, I mean, listen, they gave us 3 Portaloos for 400 people. They very, very easily could have accommodated another 200 of us. It's just they basically just used metal barriers as segregation, and there was a big kind of section in the corner of the grounds where they very easily could have extended our area, but they just gave it over to the home fans. But you know what? The home crowd were all right. They're actually some very magnanimous, to their credit. A lot of magnanimous fans actually. Had a kind of drink and a chat with a couple of them after the game.
Excellent.
But then their rabble did also get involved and we're trying to call us all kinds of names under the sun, which considering they'd come off the back of a 3-0 loss, I didn't really, stones and glass houses came to mind.
Anyone else on the panel? Anyone else want to say anything to Gabs?
Oh, did you get any of those hats that they have over there?
I'm not too sure.
They're
I mean,
cone hats. They're internationally famous cone hats. You can stick them right up there.
I mean, they were wearing plenty of them. We didn't manage to pinch one for ourselves, but they were wearing plenty of them. I think if memory serves correctly, there were one or two chants that were mocking them slightly and telling them a certain place where they could put them.
Well, they are conveniently shaped, aren't they?
aren't they just, Terry? Aren't they just?
Right. Anyone else want to say anything to Gabs so we move on?
Big congratulations and well done on going up. You know, that sounds great achievement going there, to be honest. Turning over who seemed like such a massive favourite for a lot of the season, but you know, from the way you boys played this season, you know, no way not deserving of it at all. So good luck to you in the National South, mate.
No, thank you very, very much. I mean, obviously, obviously I have to say thank you to you guys as well. You know, it's been some
What, for all those points we gave you?
that too, but I think just the fact that I think there's still a sense of disbelief. You know, even a week on, there's still almost a kind of sense of disbelief. I think we've processed that we've won something. In terms of what it actually means, it's still going to take a long time to kind of fathom that we're not playing Istmian football next season. So but no, it's been nice, really, really nice sharing the journey with you guys. And if you do need, if you need Terry to provide an Istmian correspondent, and if you need me to provide National South, then I'd be more than happy to do that as well.
I'll chase you up on that one. I will do. All right, yeah, thanks for that, Gabs. Well, let's go to Aaron.
No worries. I'm gonna have to shoot, mate.
Yeah. No, don't worry, mate. Listen, have a great time in Italy. Yeah, just hope you win and beat Lewes. Yeah, definitely, please. Thank you. Yeah,
Thank you very
cheers,
much.
mate.
And enjoy your summers.
Take care. Go on then. Get going.
Cheers, mate.
See you, mate. Aaron, hashtag.
Yes.
Kind of ran that season up for us. What are you thinking?
In one word, decent. Well, we take it. Our first season at Step 3, we were tipped to be near the bottom, even a relegation scrap I saw on some things. And I'm pretty sure we're mid-table. We're mid-table. I have to say things like we're mid-table. Which, again, for the first season in Step 3 is way more than what you can ask for. It's unreal. We got to a cup final. We got to a cup semi-final. We've won games, drawn games against teams like Dulwich, just got relegated from National South. It's genuinely been a very, very good season. There's some games that we've lost due to our own mistakes, some games that we've won because of other teams' mistakes, stuff like that. There's some games that have been, let's go, this should be a decent win, but you can never ever underestimate a team this level. Even Concord, who were rock bottom, getting relegated, we messed around with the ball, they went and won. We dropped 3 points. But no, it's been a good season. Players coming and going and stuff. Obviously, getting in Jermaine Anderson was a big one from Potter's Bar after very, very close to going pro. There's no doubt he'll be going up at some point. But no, generally a really good season. Last game of the season was a typical last game of the season. We were playing all right, but we let in 3, or I want to say easy goals. They could have easily been defended and stuff, but they weren't done well enough. And we got a last minute, 90th minute equaliser to make it 3-3. God knows how. But no, we end the season off in 13th, which, as it's decent.
Bad.
Not
bad.
For the first time in Step 3, we've found our level, I think, at the moment.
Any rumblings from the camp since the season's finished about people staying, people going, kind of any investment?
We don't know who's going to stay and who's going to go. We have a few players who we think could be on their way out just because of lack of game time. There's a guy called Misha who's quality. He's a cam. To be fair, he's joint top scorer, but every game he's off the bench, which obviously we could see towards the end of the season it was frustrating him a little bit. And then the AT as well, obviously a big changing room guy. Again, coming off the bench, which obviously isn't what he really wants to do. But no, I think we'll keep the majority of our players. Obviously, Strizovic, our keepers, going back to Dagenham Redbridge. So we are now without a keeper. So it'd be interesting to see who we bring in for that for next season.
Okay.
I don't think there'll be major changes because next season we just got to do the right things, like getting some more players in with experience in Step 3. Obviously, our team, bar about 5, all got promoted last season from Step 4. So we're still technically a team that just played at Step 4. So getting some more experience in from that Step 3 would be absolutely vital for next season.
Thanks for that, Aaron. Right, well, the order of it's in the camera, I'm going to go to Leon. Leon, shall we start on the Sussex Cup final?
Do we have to?
Well, it started nicely. 1 o'clock in the Witherspoons in Hastings. 3:30 in the what was it, Lansdowne in Lewes for
sounds about right.
2 or 3 hours of drinking, and then
it starts getting a bit hazy more closer to the Amex we get. But no, it was a nice day out. It's what was expected really. So apart from the 90 minutes, but Horsham were just a better team, aren't they? Really, we think we've said that multiple times this season already. They're well coached. It just is what it is, isn't it? They were better than us, so let's move on. But no, it's good day out though. It's nice to obviously nice to spend time with all you reprobates behind the goal and catch up with a few people, at the
Well, you usually keep away from us, Leon.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, no, I'm too highbrow for that normally, but I had a few sellers.
Exactly.
Got brought down to your level, so I was offering fights and everything. But no, it's a nice occasion to top off the season, isn't it? Because I personally am happy with how we've done. I've said before on the pods. Considering we are mostly a young squad. Aggie's obviously come back in that sort of October, November time. Had to sort of bring in players that he wants. Got rid of I think it's fair to say 1 or 2 of the players that probably weren't all that interested in playing for Hastings were there for the money. It's just nice to get our identity back. There's that connect between the fans and the management and the people in charge at the club again. It's all looking bright going forward. So just bring on next season. So have a nice summer first of all, but and obviously see a few of you boys in this pod again next season. Unfortunately, we won't see Terry, but
we may see Terry. We may see Terry. Don't start on Terry yet.
Barbecue,
sure. Obviously, but also could be a correspondent as well. We'll see if she wants to do it.
We've all been there, haven't we?
Absolutely.
Long enough, so it's not a nice place to be, but I'm sure they'll bounce back.
Yeah, no, I hope they will. Well, we'll get the Hastings stuff out of the way then. George, lovely to see you on the podcast. Your thoughts on the Sussex Cup final at Brighton?
Like Leon said, Horsham the better side. We had obviously a very inexperienced lineup and maybe one very over-experienced player in the middle playing for us. To put it into context for those who haven't seen the game, our back three, 18, 18 and 19 years old, never played together before. One of the players who's playing at the back three had played in midfield when he had played this season as well. Just putting stringing a team together. Reason being because so many of our players were cut tight due to the massive changes that we had earlier in the season that were very, very necessary. So that was just where we were. To be honest, it's not really the sort of season that we should have got to a Sussex Cup final with so many players cup tied, but we've managed to get ourselves there through some good performances and a really outstanding performance at Eastbourne Borough, which is a lot of people's highlight of the season, really. So just a pleasure to go. Had a good time. And I still don't think the team played how they could have done, even with those players on the pitch. But Horsham with a better side, got no problem with losing that game to them.
And your thoughts on the season as a whole?
Ridiculous season. Really, really ridiculous season. The fact that we've ended up 7th in the table is amazing, really, considering where we were just before we went to Margate, actually. Obviously, Agatter's first game back, that was at Margate away, wasn't it? That 2-1 victory. Where we were before then, we were 7 losses in 8, heading towards the bottom end of the table. We realise now the teams that we'd beaten before that have ended up at the bottom of the table as well. So it was a really, really, really poor start to the season. Huge changeover. It was quite clear that some players didn't want to be at the club. So for Hastings fans, that's sort of a thing that's quite alien to us. We're a club that's had a lot of local players come through for decades. To have players who aren't from the area who then aren't giving everything to play, that was really quite difficult to watch for us. And highlighted in the Lewes away game, where for us to go to that sort of game and really, really, really not turn up at all was pretty disgraceful. So massive changes had to be made.
We didn't turn up at home, George.
What's that?
We didn't turn up at home against Lewes either, mate.
I actually think we turned up too much at home, to be fair. We we went the wrong way, too far the other way, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, massive changes, and then with the ownership, people as we're singing, we've got our club back, and that's how it really feels. It feels really positive. Even leaving the cup final, we were laughing and joking because we know we've got a club in a way better situation than we were this time 12 months ago, with a different ownership, local management local ownership. We're where we want to be. We're really happy here. Well, I'm really happy at the moment for how the club is. And we've had another set of really good away days, and I think that our lads on the forum on this podcast will say actually it's about the memories on your away days, and we've had quite a few good ones this season.
God, yeah, Jesus, no, it's been some crackers. Thanks for that, George. No, who have I got next? Oh no, sorry, Terry. I'm looking at you, love you. Your turn, Terry. Round up Margate's season.
We are doing step 4 as well, then, Chris. Now we are.
Right, she's not step 4 yet, though. Yeah.
Just rub it in, George. Thanks, mate. Yeah.
Right. It's good to give these lower league teams a chance on the internet to talk about their side.
So you get revenge for dish best
look,
served
I wasn't
cold.
exactly depressed, but just rub it in. Why don't you?
We've got to wait another year to beat you 2-1 again.
I don't know what to say to that. I know Terry.
Kicking a girl when she's down. Hey.
So come on, talk to me about Margate. Come on. So what's happening? So you obviously are relegated.
Definitely relegated. Yeah, we took the last spot. So
management gone.
Yeah.
Any sort of whispering about who's coming in?
Well, what would be ideal is if Ben stayed on and took over like player manager, because he's got the boys there. He's got the contacts, and for the level that we're going to be at, hopefully we can crack on. I've had one of the players messaged me and said, look, if I can stay on, I will, and I'll try and get us back up again. So it's having the players sort of hoping that they can remedy what happened. A lot of it was to do with the manager coming in, because he lost the dressing room. And
when I saw Don Vose go there, I'm like, fucking hell.
Yeah.
So what?
And we were like,
our experience of that bloke. So
yeah, I mean that pretty much sums up his ideas, But I've just got to be stoic about it and hope that we can retain some of the players that we got, because if you look at the last 6 or 7 games that we had, if we'd have kept that up all season, we'd have been flying, but it's just I am quite depressed.
Yeah, you've not been up there by George, have you? He's come in and he's like just
stabbed
you
for the
in the
jugular,
front.
mate. Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Come on, you might win some more games this season. You might win some more games. That's the advantage of going down. Is you might win more games unless you go over. Yeah. So and you've got a nice couple of games against your favourite team, Ramsgate, as well.
Yeah. Now who'd have thought they was supposed to be coming up and joining you guys, weren't they?
Well, yeah.
It looks like they're still spending money as well, Ramsgate. I mean, what it's you'd think Margate they're going to have a bit of money. What was the ownership said anything about what sort of budget going to have?
We've got to try and be sustainable. That's the thing, and you can't just throw money about. We've had it before when we had Laslett in. We threw money about, and then when he buggered off with the money, that was it. We dropped like a stone. So we've got to be sensible.
I know you were doing work to your ground as well, weren't you? There's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had similar when we went down. We were rebuilding a clubhouse at the time, and I think that definitely ate into any budget that we could have trying to sustain it. So yeah, you say it's pulling all the bits together.
You've got to try and balance it all. People want the ground to be improved, but if we don't put as you say, put it into getting the ground improved. Oh, we're not doing anything with the ground. You can't win. But so I'm looking at it. It's new grounds for me to go to next season, and it's not so far to driving the bloody minibus. So.
Got a lovely Herne Bay to visit.
Oh
yeah, let's hope
Herne Bay.
Last time we went there, I got coins and bottles thrown at me. Honest to God, I'm like literally. I'm going to take an umbrella next time so I can keep the bottles out of my head. So
yeah,
So I'm looking on it as we'll see how we go. We've got to wait and see what happens with the manager. We've got to see if we can retain any of the players. If we do retain the players, hope that they can play like they did for the last 6 games. Because they were playing for the fans by then. It weren't anything to do with the manager. The lads were playing for us, and that was all they could do. So
Well, Right, sorry about that, Terry. All right, well, to be fair, yeah, you know, it happens, isn't it? We've all been there. We've all been we've been it with the ups and the downs. So it's just about, you know, it's, you know, new season.
I will
never
still
know.
be there behind the goal. I've got
I'm
a
sure
new
you will
drum
be.
because my drum broke on the last home game.
That's how you should have known it was over by that point.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was pretty much. Yeah, this is dead. Yeah.
All right.
Is it Deal Town's come up, haven't they, into that division?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I know quite a
That's
few of the guys over there as well. So
Yeah, that's a nice setup. Yeah.
yeah, there's quite a few Kent clubs and that. So yeah, as I say, not so far travelling in the bloody minibus.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Eastbourne Town should be a good little trip for it. I've never been, but it looks like a cracking little ground. It's right, good location.
Yeah, I've
That's
only been to
like
Eastbourne
another
Borough
one.
before, so
Yeah. No, I've got a nice little ground Eastbourne Town.
I'll
So.
say I have to focus on a positive, and I'm going to go with right. Go and find some new fans to deafen, you know.
It's a brand new adventure, isn't it? You know, you've got to think
Yeah.
once a new management team comes in, you get squad assembled, it's clean slate, go out the
Yeah.
league best you can. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
See where you end up.
I've got to think on the positives, and I've got to go right. Let's just get going, see how we go, and just get behind the lads. That's all I can do.
Thanks for that, Terry. I'm sorry for that
Stop
ambush.
smirking, Chris. You're smirking. Not
Absolute
nice.
sneak attack there. Well, let's go. Someone who should be in Italy. Let's go to Harvey. Lewes fan. What's the score in Italy in your tournament?
We just lost to Manchester 1-0, so we're out of that now, which is disappointing. But I think we still have the third place game to play against Enfield or Prague Raptors. So whoever loses that will play third place. But yeah, it's disappointing to lose that. I just watched the game. It's we played all right. We kind of, I don't know if we deserved to lose, but we definitely didn't really deserve to win. See what I mean?
Yeah, I looked at your team. You had a proper side out, didn't you? I mean,
we did. Yeah, we got in a couple of players like our manager's kind of greatest hits. Someone called it, of our older players that came back for a couple of the games. And yeah, we played all right, but it's just disappointing. But Manchester are a good team, so you can they've won it before. So, but I mean, other than that, in the league we had a really good end. We won, I think, 5 or 6 games in a row. We were one of the top form teams afterwards. But I said this last time, it's kind of too little, too late. Yeah. Because obviously we lost to I can't remember who it was now, but we lost. There was a certain game where you could tell that was it, and we kind of were just playing for pride at that point. And we kind of went into it hoping to get some good form for the European games, which has obviously not really paid off either. So it's a weird old end to the season. But in terms of the league, I was happy with the way it ended, because of the players knew the manager was on his way out as well. So I suppose we played for him as well.
When did they know he was on the way out, though? I mean, like this whole thing about why he's leaving and because I'm not trying to shit stir, right? I'll be honestly here.
Yeah.
But the thing of you're doing this European tournament, and yet that there's some sort of financial worries. I mean, they just think, well, why are you doing the European tournament? Do you know what I mean? Like,
well, yeah, it's a weird one. We well, the manager knew. Well, I'm sure the players knew, but the manager kind of decided he was on his way out around Christmas, which is quite early in the season. And the club didn't announce anything until like only a few weeks ago. But everyone within the club kind of knew. And the reason we did that was our old chairman was he was the kind of catalyst behind it. He was the one who kind of asked UEFA about it, and that's kind of how we got involved. But the money side of it is a weird one, because we have had a few budget issues kind of this season and towards the end of last season. But I think it's come from fundraising mainly. So because obviously there's home games and away games, all the money that you get from the home games then goes towards travel and etc. for all the away games. So it's worked out decently by the end of it, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about those financial issues. I mean, is it something that the club are on top of, or is it that you need someone to come in, or is?
I think we know what the situation is. We can work around it. It's not dire. We're not it's not as bad as some people have made it out to be. But we'll have to see how it goes next season with whoever we get in as manager. We're looking at kind of a similar style of football, kind of more possession rather than like a drastic change. But hopefully we get someone who kind of has contacts, kind of London, Kent, Surrey, that kind of area, and we can work around the issues. It's not too bad.
Yeah. I mean, again, manager-wise, is there any particular names that have been mentioned, or you?
We've got. I couldn't tell you exact names, but we've got we have a list of people around kind of Sussex, London, Kent, Surrey, who play similar football to what we're playing now. So we'll have to see if that gets shortened down, and then hopefully by the start of the season we know who it is.
And he's keeping his cards to his chest there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're not going to pinch the Whitehawk manager.
That was a name. That was a Saunders was one that we looked at, but I'm not sure if that's going to develop into anything.
You're not having Aggie, no chance.
No.
I handcuff him. Right. Well, thanks for that, Harvey. Right. Who's the next one on the list? Oh, John, Canvey Ultra. Right. When we last come on, was it? Had we just played you? I just can't remember. I'm thinking back now.
It was just before, wasn't it?
Just
it was just before the last day. Yeah.
No, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure catching up, sir.
Yeah, no, it made for a good day, mate. Enjoyable last day. That I mean, football was a bit of a damp squid, really, but no, the experience before having a few drinks, yeah, it was a nice way to cap off the season, mate. So it's good to see you boys, definitely.
Yeah. So I mean, it can be season. I mean, obviously not damp squib last game, but you lot were in full voice. It seemed like you kind of got your spirits back up, because I know earlier, sort of a month, 2 months before the end of the season, you were quite a bit forlorn about what's going on. So things have improved.
There are definitely signs of improvement. Yeah, I mean, we're sort of going into the summer now, a bit more of sort of optimism than we had before. I think obviously you saw the way things were petering out. Obviously, when I did pick up on that before, I think finally, whether they must have heard me, a few higher people at the club, obviously people in and around the board, kind of finally heard about obviously his discontent and all this. They've maybe realised, hold their hands up, and they made a mistake in not hearing out the fans, or at least not speaking with the fans. So one of the things, I think, obviously once after User left to go back home after that last game, we had our presentation evening, and they noted on there that we are actually having fans for them in the summer. So only been 7 years in the making, but that's something to at least build on. But yeah. I mean, it was more a positive end to the season, obviously, than the overall tale of it. We finished the season quite strongly, picked up, I think it was 10 points from possible 12, so not a bad return. If we can take that into the next season, it's good. But yeah, the season overall, it was a learning curve, really. Very much a learning curve of the season. We obviously went into it with, obviously, a lot of that sort of same squad we had before. Obviously, lost a few key players, added a couple of players that maybe weren't up to what we'd had recruitment-wise before. They seemed to go as quickly as they came. Again, I think probably what you and your Hastings boys were touching on, people who didn't really want to play for the club.
Yeah.
Going to use it as a stepping stone. So, I mean, we still had that core of a squad there, a lot of players who are on over 100 appearances for the club. But, we had various things hitting us, really, injury crisis with a small squad, postponements galore, budget cuts. So it's basically how we went about handling all that. And, obviously we had some good moments this year, like obviously taking 6 points in both the derby games was brilliant high point. Ending the season strong like we did was nice. But obviously we've had some real horror shows as well, like shipping 5 at Chatham, 6 at Wingate, those sort of things, going a couple of months without a win. So all things for the management team to learn and pick up on. I mean, it don't sound like they're going anywhere. They seem committed to the job and up for it next season. So it's just about approaching the summer now, having a sort of positive summer. Hopefully being able to get the fans back on board properly, get a bit more investment in. I mean, obviously it gets to the point now we're in the summer and the rumour mill starts spinning around about, oh yeah, we've approached this person for financial help, etc., especially with the collapse of Concord and the island. So I don't know, it'll all become clear. I mean, with us, the cards are always very close to their chest till they're about July time, because they don't want anyone to know come-ins and go-ins. And there's always that thing about you can't properly sign players until July. People can say they're signing up and then turn it down and haven't signed the papers yet. So yeah, so I don't know. We just so if we can have a positive summer, try and band together in the right direction and just approach it with the right attitude next year. There's no reason we can't improve on what we've done. I mean, I fully expect the league to be a tough one again. You look at the teams coming into it, not only that have come down, but are coming up as well. Yeah, it's just approaching it with the right attitude. But it seems like, as I say, a more positive place to have that launch pad from than we had a couple of weeks back, because it generally seems there's finally a bit of dialogue, a bit of transparency. It's things we've been begging for a while. So we'll just build on that and see where we go.
Good. And obviously Concord getting relegated. So
that's it, yeah. not only that, Billericay missing out on the playoffs as well,
Yeah.
and and taking 6 points off both. That's definitely a highlight of the season for me.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, definitely looking forward to not having to smell Concord again. That is that is an away day.
I don't envy all those in the Istmian North who have to do that, but then again, I think I can't see many people going there in the first place. So
cheers for that, John. Right, and we go over to Mark. Hello, Mark.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, good evening. So, Whitehawk, firstly, you're keeping your manager, are you?
Yeah.
And talk about your season. It's been a good one.
Yeah. Overall, I think the season, as we all know, started off quite well. Some good results at the start, and then the dip come midway through. We just sort of lost a few key players, some silly suspensions, and it hit us quite hard. And then, the form towards the back end of the season, last 8-9 games was just superb. Obviously, one of the highlights was going down to your place and beating you boys.
Fuck's sake. I knew he was going to do it. Yes.
No, we had
you couldn't even beat us, and we were. No, actually, that was you. Yeah, you lot were down to 9 men, and we couldn't even beat you at your place, could we?
I think that was the case. Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Well,
we have to remedy that. Leon and George will have to remedy that, and 6 points off Whitehawk next season. Yeah.
It's because we're everyone's big day out, Chris.
Yeah, go on. Sorry, Mark. Go on. Sorry to butt. Yeah.
No,
it's obviously highlight. Yeah, no, it was good. It was lovely seeing you.
It was a good day out. We obviously had a few beers and that, but talking about away days, beating Horsham away was a good highlight. Going out to Canvey and that was also one. But yeah, I think the league position that we finished in was quite fair. I think 9th was overall, I think, where we probably are at the minute. We was quite fortunate. We needed him to come in, but the young lad Kai Jennings from AFC Wimbledon that we got on loan was just a revelation. Just such a young raw talent, which is going to will go far. But because of injuries and suspensions, we had to rely on our under-18s towards the back end. And in fairness to them, they stepped up, and they was quite handy. But yeah, I mean, I was out with the team on Sunday. I'm some beers with them and that, and the atmosphere is positive. All the boys want to stay. No one, as long as Sean's there, which Sean will be there. Sean's got no interest in Lewes whatsoever. So because Whitehawk is his home, so he's got no interest in going there. But yeah, the boys are confident. I think what the players want at the minute is everyone to stay committed and then to add a few and to push on from 9th. Quite similar to Hastings as well, really, in respect that we're probably both capable of getting a playoff position next season if we get the right players in. We just got some good stability at the club at the minute, and everyone's sort of trying to pull in the right direction. Obviously, the form towards the end of the season would have been handier midway through, but such is life. It is what it is, and this league literally throws up any results in it on its day. And like I've said, not in an arrogant way, but we're just one of them teams. Sometimes I think a lot of opposition players don't want to play against. On our day, like I said before, we can beat the higher teams in the league. Beat Enfield before the end of the season. But yeah, overall it was quite positive. I think some good building blocks there to push on for the playoffs. Playoffs will be the objective for next season. So yeah, I think we're in quite a good place at the minute, the old Hawks.
Thanks for that, Mark. Well,
can I just ask? Sorry.
Oh, go on, Harvey. Go on.
The start, because obviously this was Whitehawk's first season back up. You only just came up the season before. Was you expecting to struggle, kind of be around the bottom 4, or was you expecting to kind of be as stable as you were straight away?
Well, when we started the season, we lost quite a few of the core boys that got promoted the season before. Let's say we tried splashing the cash really to get us back-to-back promotions, and it didn't materialise. With like Jack Dixon, for example, came in as our captain, and Rob O'Toole went to Burgess Hill, and in reality, but Rob O'Toole was the captain that we needed instead of Jack Dixon. But I think that was lessons learned. I think just in the way the mood was with the club and the players and the fans. It wasn't like we was expecting back-to-back promotions, but we felt relatively confident going into the season anyway. And then especially with the start we had, we was a bit like, oh bloody hell, right? It could be one of them seasons where we go up again, but that didn't materialise. But yeah, I think there was a low point in the season, like we've all had as supporters and following our clubs. As every club has that bad patch, don't they, in that season, and I think it was quite hard, really. And we only sort of recovered towards the back end, but yeah, it was quite positive. I think we're all we're in good spirits, and the fan base is growing. Some of the attendances might not showed it on the Tuesday night when we got like one man he dogged there against Bognor. It was like it's quite embarrassing, really. But as always, you know, the club is quite unique, let's just say, in its way of working. So the support does grow, and I think there's only some good times ahead next season. Touch wood, let's hope.
Yeah.
Really.
Just mentioning attendances, I didn't notice the table. We finished the third. Hastings finished third in the highest attendances. Who was it? It was Dulwich first.
Dulwich, Chatham, yeah, it would have been Chatham.
Chatham, I think had Billy Wood counting their attendances based off what we saw up there. It's the smallest 2,000 I think I ever seen. So whatever they want to do with their numbers is fine.
Billy Wood used to count ours, mate. So you never know the algebra.
I'm
surprised Whitehawk's quite low, because normally they get quite a few, like, you know, Brighton, Albion fans will go, and if the Albion aren't at home. Same with Lewes. Like, probably most of them have been watching Worthing this season, to be fair. But yeah, I did notice Whitehawk's attendance is quite low, which I was surprised about, because a few years ago,
yeah, we did
decent gates. So
yeah, it is a fair point, mate. To be honest, it has been pretty poor this season, and it's something that I've personally been raising to the club. Like, we need to do more. We need to engage with the community a lot more than what we probably currently do. But when the Albion don't play, it's a massive factor for us, because a lot of people join in with what they call the ultras. And it showed against Potter's Bar on the last day. The Albion were on the Sunday, so we had a lot of friends that I know from the Albion as well coming down. So yeah, it's always a good little mixture. It's
probably up. So you got half the Wibdean there as well. So you know, give some
I know. Yeah,
nostalgic memories. But yeah,
I mean, there is talks of making behind the dugout, you know, like putting the seat in there so we can make it 4 sides of the ground, which would be nice. But I think I don't know why they can't do it. Maybe some thing to do with the nature reserve and etc. around the ground. But yeah, it's the only way we're going to get more supporters is if we engage more community and we make the stadium facilities better, because I'll be honest, it's a very raw type ground, and it really the enclosed when you go to it. Quite similar to Hastings, but Hastings has better bar facilities than what we do. So it's but yeah, I think it's still quite positive really with the Hawks.
You know, it's like you say with like the engagement with the community. This is exactly what we've been doing. I mean, you know, it's only within the last few years that we started, you know, engaging more with the community. Like this season in particular, he's offering free tickets to like school kids. They bring their parents along. They spend money behind the bar. You know, it's as simple as that, isn't it? I mean, you've got such, whatever the population of Brighton is, you've got such a massive, you know, potential there. So same again with, like I said earlier, with Lewes. Obviously, quite a few are happy to jump on the train up to Lewes. Cracking ground there.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's like with other clubs on here, like, you know, with Margate, you think the population around that area could be the same, but
I think Lewes on the charts was about 4th or 5th attendance wise.
Yeah,
we're normally up there.
Yeah, you always have decent attendance. It's an ideal location, isn't it? It's literally a train ride from wherever you are, and in Brighton, Sussex, wherever, away fans obviously easy enough to jump off the train. You're there, and you've got decent pubs nearby. The ground's cracking ground, so yeah.
I think it's massively important that our clubs engage with younger fans and the communities and the schools, etc. Because you got to realise with any club that it's the younger generations coming through. They're the future fan bases. Once we all get old and wrinkly and that, and we, you know, standing there with walking sticks, they're the ones.
What are you saying?
Anyway, but they're the future. So it's one of them. You've got to.
What are you, Whitney Houston?
Mate, there's nothing
you don't
more.
even know a song. I believe that children are the future.
are,
Sorry, that is true,
But
mate.
do you know, but even when I went to Hastings and you're going up the roads and you see all the kids in the Hastings shirt, do you know what I mean? Little kids like 8, 9, 10 or whatever. Same at the Hawks, same at any other club. It's class to see, do you know what I mean? That's what you want to see.
Yeah,
so, so
it's just they swear more than the adults.
They do, yeah. We had a few of these kids at your place surrounding us.
Feral kids, mate.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
none of them are mine.
Something like
that. I acknowledge. What? Sorry, Leon.
Half of Hastings schools are taken up by your kids, aren't they?
I deny all liability. What? Sorry, George.
Fourth in the attendances was actually Chris's house. just ahead of Lewes.
Luckily, I'm retired. I'm retired now. Right. Well, listen, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure all season. You know me. I am just who I am. Hang on, I am who I am. So you take me as you leave me. But like,
wrong in it.
Yeah, I'm not going to start singing now. You know, thanks for everyone that comes on, the ones that aren't on, and obviously you guys that are on as well. It's been a pleasure. Looking forward to seeing you again next season. Terry, obviously see you at the Barbie. Maybe you come on as the South East correspondent if you fancy it. You're more than welcome.
We'll see how we go. If we're doing all right, I'll let you know. Yeah.
Yeah. But like, it's been a pleasure. Really been a pleasure. So
yeah.
And I hope you all have decent break from the football. I think we all need a break from the football for a little bit, just to recover. Yeah, look. Well, I'll see you at the game next season. Take care, guys. Yeah.
Cheers. Thank you.
Take care.
Tip for another episode, SBTS fans. If you want to get in contact with this podcast, the email is hufcpod@gmail.com. The Twitter, which is SBTSpod. Otherwise, go to the YouTube. Over 4 years of content on there. There's so many other ways to listen. However you get your podcast, we're on all platforms. Or go to the link tree, which is SBTS Podcast, and subscribe. It's all free. Remember, get yourselves to a game and support local football, whoever and wherever you're watching. And apart from that, see you at the game.